Guess what it is, Wingblade? It's a Midas. A third one?
Damn.
Another Midas. You know, this is the season. It's truly the season where they all come together and where they need to come together here for 5ManMidas. Once again, backs against the walls here, slightly against the ropes, not quite against the walls, as a win here is going to ensure the safety from any tiebreaker shenanigans. A loss here for them, and we could end up with some three-way tiebreakers for 7th place, which could get very spicy indeed with Arkosh, 5ManMidas, and either one of Happy Seals or, apologies, I'm forgetting the other team that's down there. Now we've got a fight just breaking out, but a 5-man avalanche now, that's value. Bolo's going to be able to walk that one off. It's 2-based as well, who's sitting down there. This is, again, this is it for 5ManMidas. This is their last game of the season. Arkosh at least have one more game where they could look to avoid those tiebreakers, but 5ManMidas, the time is now.
30
Specifically in very much so this game, which is not going to be super easy for them. Moonlight, he's looking for first blood. They want it versus Feeling, and he's just going to fly away. Very good, very easy. The D ward, though, is going to come through, courtesy of Eternity. They don't want to really make their wards super obvious, though, is the thing. But it seems like they'll go runes 3 for 1, actually, as Eternity do set up nicely in this dire jungle. I don't think Tiny's going to be able to get here to annoy the Jug, as Jug does manage to click on the rune. It's not a permastun. It's really damn close, but it ain't a permastun. So 3 for 1 here. Runes in favor of Eternity. Good start. As well as getting the ward mid. Interestingly enough, 5ManMidas actually commit the wards, both wards, towards the mid lane. And there's a little crash. Couple voice lines, of course. But, that one should at least be a pretty fast reconnect, courtesy of Moonlight. This Wyvern Morphling lane is a bit of a classic. The strat, of course, is all you got to do is Cold Embrace the Morphling. He shifts into the Agi, you Cold Embrace him behind your tower, and he's pretty healthy here. So you might end up seeing like a Cold Embrace. What's his lane against? A Tusk and a DP. Probably not level 2, but maybe a Cold Embrace it by level 4, the 1 value point, just to make sure you can keep this Morphling topped up. That'll go a long way.
Yeah, I think so. Solid chance. You definitely don't want to get it before that, because Splinter Blast is a really nice skill in lane. Also, just for like securing range creeps and such.
Yeah, I wonder how much difficulty Morph is going to have in this lane, because that's his one biggest advantage. Very similar to, like, funny enough, even though this is a very good Morph matchup, the Centaur matchup in lane, where Centaur just got this enormous base damage, it feels impossible to out-CS him. Same thing for Arceus. Enormous base damage, fantastic animation and projectile. So I wonder how much the Wyvern really needs to spec into the Splinter Blast. But it is an amazing harass tool and the main damage dealer of this hero in the early game. So wouldn't be too surprised. Important to keep your distance as well versus this Tusk, and that slow is certainly going to go a long way to help you achieve that. CDR's lane here is going to be Jug Maiden, a little bit of a classic, as you say. I always like Shaman into Ursa, you know, the I hold you punch kind of build. That's always pretty fun. But into the Bolo, Tiny, and Fade Weaver. They might have something here. They might, especially if Fade's a little bit too precarious with his position in here. He could very easily take a death.
Yeah, Shikuchi is 4 seconds. Frostbite is just 1.5, so it's gonna be hard to kill Weaver. I feel like Bolo is definitely the juicier target in this lane, even with the boots. Just a single Crystal Nova is gonna slow him down enough to the point where Jug can keep up pretty easily.
Yep. And of course, the biggest concern is going to be, for at least the Weaver, making sure you manage those cooldowns early, especially when they have heavily nerfed this ability, which is why we no longer see him every single game as the Weaver 4 with a Vessel at like freaking 10 minutes into the game. But here we go for Fade. He's still going to be going for the Vessel, as that is going to be in the quick buy here after a little bit of the stats, a wand, and immediately into the urn for him. You could definitely snowball this game. Fairly good earned game as well. Again, not as good as the last one, but against the DP, it's always a valuable item. In lane, we'll go ahead and take a look at kind of what I was talking about. You get 5-6 stacks onto RL, and then he's like, all right, I'll go ahead and stand over here then. Not really too concerned with the level 1 damage provided here by the sticky napalm. Oh, but first blood's already on a fade. Okay, that took absolutely about 0 seconds. My God, he got him with spin level 1. Tiny
Yeah,
just...
it's as you said, managing cooldowns. His Shikuchi was still on cooldown for 2 seconds when he died.
Wow. Yeah, just an unfortunate time of death there for him. First blood as well. I think they gave it to at least... No, they gave it to CDR. Very strong opening. It's going to be a bit difficult to try and recover from that. Moonlight in these early levels up top lane is just being a nice big buffer space, this big tanky walrus. Feeling does damage him, very significantly actually, with the Arctic Burn. But he's doing a good job at least making it fairly easy for Eminence in these early waves to get very, very easy on contested CS, even if he is going to push the waves a bit. Nice management there, missed the range creep, but otherwise a very flawless first couple of waves there from Revenant. I'm impressed by that. That looked really clean. Deny under tower against the Morphling. This is okay. Arceus finally connecting on a couple himself, but ooh, needs to be a bit careful there. He's level 1 morph. Ain't much to write home about, but he's got a Tango as well as the wand and a Fairy Fire to keep him topped up. He'll be fine. Wonder if he even uses the wand here. Oh, yeah, he certainly uses the wand now. A little spicy.
I feel like a surprise level 2 Crypt Swarm
Radiant's courier has been
could have done it, but just slightly too late.
Yeah, Arceus managing his HP well here. No wand charges, but he's doing just fine here, as Feeling is going to fight off the 2 heroes. But Arceus contests here the pull. Not too bad. There's probably the most annoying laugh. I forgot the voice actress's name. She's extremely talented. She's the voice of GLaDOS and also here Death Prophet, among a couple of other heroes in the game. But my goodness, does Death Prophet have some of the most annoying voice lines, I gotta say.
Yeah.
There's some heroes with voice lines, and she has the most voice. Well, that the thing is, it implies quality. No, Moonlight here.
This Morphling just constantly, like, tanking Crypt Swarms and then having 20 HP left. It's raising my blood pressure a little bit.
And that's a pretty good warrior kill, actually. That removes all the regen that was left in this lane, besides the Fairy Fire and the Wand. As you can see, another Crypt Swarm there puts Morphling fairly low. That's a little bit of courier miss micro, as they do really like to run themselves down that side passage. Super annoying. Okay, the tip back, I suppose. It was a good kill on the courier, for sure. Arceus playing this one right on the edge. Managing the cooldown there of the Crypt Swarm. DP does like to raise both of her arms before she summons those ghosties. Is over in the mid lane with one support. The kill's down bottom again on a fade. All right. Regrettably for Bolo, he really needs to get a kill here to make this worth it, and he will, fortunately. Goes to the tower. But that's another death there onto the offlane Weaver, who is starting to struggle here. We're certainly not going to see an early earn.
I picked this Weaver to survive the bottom lane easily, but he hasn't been thriving in this lane.
Nope.
Only 10 creeps.
There's another spin. That was close. Luckily, the Sakuchi, of course, makes you unslowable as the snowball top lane is going to slow Feeling to a halt. Tries to get up to the cliff to break vision. They've got the right clicks necessary for him with the level 1 tag team even.
Really good start for Eternity. They did lose Fixer's mid, but he's not really the win condition anyway. He's just there to create space.
Ooh, Arceus
and
now.
his Juggernaut is having a good time. He is having a good time.
Yeah, and it feels bad for Feeling as well, as he returns to lane with infused rain drops, and he's immediately back to 5 charges because of the Crypt Swarm. Just looking for a value Crypt Swarm there was relevant.
Bolo.
Spin, this time, on the money. CDR doesn't even need to tank any of this tower either. Bolo, at least he rotates mid for the kill. Action top is onto Revenant as Oculus as well, fighting Moonlight. Good Splinter Blast there with the move speed slow. That ought to be enough. Snowball buying a bit of time, but doesn't connect up to Oculus. So there's the kill. Back bottom, they're threatening yet again. Constantly here, level 2 Frostbite now for the Maiden. CDR, though, without spin, can't really pump up the damage necessary in time.
Whew. Again. Arceus, man. The guy.
There's going to be the Flaming Lasso for Bolo. He is dead. Power Rune did spawn bottom. It's the DD. And RL, I think, should be able to bottle that one up without really much the Bat Rider can do, especially without Lasso. He's not scared of him. Revenant, a bit worse for wear. Also going for the Urn, but just the casual Urn now. Zadhuis with that ward, saw that one coming at least. Feeling as yet, Arctic Burn does get over. He's going to be pulling Moonlight underneath the tier 1 tower. The kill, though, is still good on the Feeling, as now Revenant is being jumped on. Mostly Agi there, so not a lot of lifesteal, basically, is what happens there for the DP, even with the 2 points in the Spirit Siphon. Quick rotation as well from RL. That's going to be a nice little 2-for-1 trade here, with 2 bounties, thank you very much for RL. Basically, back to full HP and mana. Still a little bit left in this DD rune. They might have some opportunity onto Fixers, but he's going to TP back, rotate away, sorry, and they won't really be able to go on him. How about this, man? CDR, 43 and 25. 2 games in a row. I think last game he had 23 denies at a similar state in the game. He is absolutely not letting Fade have any lane here. And unlike last time, where eventually Lycan gets up, his helm, and he just has way too many creeps for you to deal with, and he gets the farm anyway, this Weaver is going to struggle. His Feeling takes it at top lane for the rotation of Fixer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's on the Creo.
Uh-oh. Weaver is going to be Omni-Slash. The bounce is only onto Bolo, though. Bolo at least tanks for his core, but Fate still dies to the auto attacks, and Bolo likely to go as well. Can't even get the courier in exchange for his own life. This bottom lane is basically nothing short of a disaster.
Yeah, but if you look at the net worth, RRL is actually 1,000 ahead of Fixer somehow.
Did get that double kill
It's
top.
just CS difference. 51 against 27.
It's certainly going to make a difference. Fixer's nearly at his bots, as there is a TP here. Careful, Udgus running after Revenant, avoids the Crypt Storm, but here comes Moonlight. There is a waveform at the ready, though. Udgus just turning and fighting. Not backing down from that little bluff, as Revenant's self will be cancelled. He's got 3 charges, however, of the Urn. Not sure how many he's going to be able to use, however, as the mark damage will kill him. Nice avalanche there, prevents themselves from doing anything now, as Ray jumps in, just got level 6, onto the Morphling they go. He did get off the strength gain, but he's now at maximum strength, and pushed further underneath the freezing field. He will die. That's a huge rotation, and this is a 5 Maiden. This is only possible because of the amount of kills they got bottom. Maiden should not be level 5 this early on, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes and she's almost level 7. That is insane.
Big stacks as well here in the Eternity Triangle, at least for the hard camp. It's going to be easily, soon enough anyway, the BOTs online for Batrider. As there's a kill top, Revenant just running down Bolo with the Exo active, not much more to that. Bottom lane, CDR, he's able to sustain himself in lane very easily as well, thanks to the healing ward every so often. There's a rotation coming as well with RL. He's thinking about it. And he's going to go back mid instead. BOT's first item for the Void Spirit. And I think he's going to go top lane here shortly, as Zadhuis makes the jump on the Revenant. Filter Blast will slow him, but still 50% move speed buff on the Exo means he is way too fast. But at least that's the first Exo used, and yet again, first Exo used, and decent tower damage, but no tower secured here.
We'll get there.
He'll get there. He's not too under the gun yet. During that entire kind of skirmish, Fixers does farm up the big stack, so he has BOTs up and ready to go on Bat Rider as they are being fetched to him now on the courier.
It's still a bit slow, but having that stack did really help him get back on track. A big fight on top.
Ready to jump in. They got Walrus Punch here. It's a bit of burst damage, and yeah, Morphling does need to keep a little bit of HP in the tank. Nice stun on the snowball. He escapes though. Oh, but finally Revenant is able to collect him with one Crypt Swarm. Might get Bolo here as well. He's got the range, he's got the mana, he's got the kill. Tiny, two of them for Revenant as Lao Fixers rotating through with all the move speed in the world. Has a lasso, doesn't really need it. And in fact, it's Revenant who gets 3 there with the Crypt Swarm. And probably the tower here as well with the wagon. That is a phenomenal early game so far from Eternity. Now, weirdly, it's only 2K, but Jug's still farming very well. So all things are pointing to positively here for Eternity, basically.
Yeah, very nice turn of events for them. They were just like a few hundred gold ahead. Now it's a solid 3K lead. The tower as well. Yep. It's gonna be a while before 5ManMidas. Ooh.
Just
solo kill.
That'll happen. Nice spin TP there by the Jug, who spins as soon as the Wyvern starts TPing, so kind of a wasted TP there. Just waiting for another wave before he can siege the tower. Not the best tower push here. Moonlight doesn't die that easily here, but with RRL in the vicinity, he just might. Fixers. Moonlight dancing around this Aether Remnant. Somehow doesn't catch either of them. Finally, Faye is going to be able to get to work down bottom here on this Tier 1 tower. Not a whole lot of farm for him overall. Actually, Ray is here, and could be a bit annoying, especially with Fixers rotating on in. Careful here. This could be one little frostbite into just the lasso, especially with the little Tumbler's Toy. The Bolts, they even commit the Freezing Fields. Fixers does a little dance there, and they've got a kill to the Wyvern. Bug sufficiently squished. That's like when you see a little cockroach in your kitchen and you just beat the crap out of it with the bottom of your shoe or something. Make sure it's dead. Bolo is very dead as well with that Walrus Punch in the mid lane.
I have to say I'm not really feeling this 5ManMidas bottom lane. They have a combined score of 0, 10 and 2.
It's a tough one so far for them. They certainly have to try and recover. Perhaps here's their opportunity as they are going to attempt to defend the middle lane here. Here's Fade finally rotating from that very bottom lane. Does he actually have? He does have the Vit booster. Just needs to actually get it to himself. And once again, Revenant uses the Exo. He forces a couple of rotations. Which ain't bad, I suppose, right? Because your other team fighting ultis are on cooldown for some time, being the lasso as well as Structures farming. The lasso as well as the freezing fields. Not bad. Rotations forced. You move into the jungle. You farm a little bit. Full vessel now ready for Revenant. Not a good game. D-Ward in the jungle for 5ManMidas as they try and really get going now. On this bottom tier 1, pings are there as Fixer's the only one back to defend, but he TP's back home into the fountain, and it seems like 5ManMidas are going to be yet again left empty-handed.
Tranquilly.
We should be able to get this tier 1 at least with that Rider TPing away.
The dust, snowball, phase, rooted up, Walrus Punch. Can he get off the time-lapse? He can. Just in the nick of time as RL collects the Arcane Root, bottles it up, and he's going to activate it immediately. Fight breaking out now. This one promising for 5ManMidas as it kicks off the kill into the Tusk with the Freezing Field. Oh, unlucky there on the explosions.
Lucky.
As Fade is going to get out. A little bit of RNG on that ultimate. Bolo dragged up one clip, but not two. Still finds the toss back. Into the Aether Remnant it goes Fixers as Phelan gives chase here. Bat or Wyvern? What's stronger? For now, Bat. As Arceus is still fighting here. The puddle enhanced, so I guess really just a big wave, really, as he takes him down. But without waveform, that means he cannot break Omni Slash. He can still tank through it, though. That it was not really too worrisome for him. CDR does have himself a spin, but now with waveform ready, it would have been a little bit difficult to catch him. Fixers, he wants to at least force him all the way back. Doesn't have lasso here, just only the Firefly. Back mid, the rest of Eternity are looking to continue pushing. They want a tower out from this. Well, Fade is going to pull him all the way underneath the tier 2 tower. Zadahus as well with the adaptive strike, tickling Tusk. Tower goes down in the meantime to the Juggernaut, as here's RL back and fighting again. Vestal debuff is for the Bat Rider, and he's going to die to the mark damage. He's going to die to the mark damage. He does die to the mark damage. Zadahus having to go in with the adaptive strike, finds him. But it comes at the cost of RL as well, as Zadahus trying to TP away, rooted up now, and is going to be killed. With the Vestal debuff, no chance to out-heal him now. Fade didn't end up on the other side of the ice shards quite awkwardly for him, as he is going to die. What rooted him?
The frostbite?
Ah, of course. Obviously, yes. Thank you. I was like, is there, is there a neutral?
No. That was a big fight for Eternity. Death Prophet did a lot of work there.
Yeah, she did.
I wonder where the Tiny was though. I guess just farming top. TP on cooldown.
Yeah. And, well, now Eternity looking to close the gap on him with the smoke. That ward is going to be killed by creeps in the meantime, but it seems like there's a commit for the kill onto Bolo. Fade is nearby. Not really much he can do at this stage against two heroes. That's kind of hard to counter him. Empty vessel for him as well, sadly. Means he's a little bit limited in his aggressive potential at the stage. Oh, wow, first item Lincolns. I don't like seeing this on Morphlings, mostly because it's, I mean, it just really probably means it might not have been that good of a Morphling game if you've got to go first item Lincolns. And I mean like first item Lincolns. It's not an awful item these days. The stats on it are very acceptable, but like, you're always wanting to get the Yasha on these agi carries. Almost without exception first. Oh, okay, hold on, Fixers is in a bit of trouble. They're going to catch him here with a couple of spells. Second mark, oh, and the Splinter Blast is going to nuke him down. Ray, though, with the freezing field. Promising stuff here onto Fade, but he's a bit too speedy. From behind, though, comes the Walrus. They're going to throw him inside of the heel, and that might have condemned him, feeling otherwise could have left him there to get off the time lapse. Now Frostbitten up is going to be the Winter Wyvern and Revenant with the double kill. All for Faker, though. Fixer, sorry. So that's not a bad trade, all things considering, here for 5ManMidas. RL.
The Death Prophets today are owning. 11 and 3 on Revenant.
There you go. That's going to be a kill on a Moonlight. Not bad. They even get Adhuis involved in that one. It's almost the Yasha completed. As here goes CDR top. Bolo trying to TP out. It's an Omni Slash. Oh, wow. That was a lot of damage. CDR not going to go and release the Omni, though, for just a support Tiny. Even if support Tiny does now have Blink Dagger. So here's the Blink reveal for 5ManMidas. They could look to try and stabilize this game a little bit with this Blink reveal. Who's the ideal catch? Who are you looking for on this Blink?
Ideally, you would kill the Jug, but I don't think he's killable.
Maybe Bat.
Unless he, like, really messes up.
I can see Bat dying fairly easily. Free BKB here.
Mm-hmm.
Delay his BKB timing. Make sure Adhuis has got a bit more time to farm as well, and it seems like that's going to be the target. 3-man smoke coming from 5ManMidas. Bolo with the Blink reveal. Adhuis plumping in the right clicks, and there's a dead Bat Rider. Very nice. They're maybe going to close the door here now onto the maiden in it, the Wyvern. She will go. 2 dead here for 5ManMidas, in favor of 5ManMidas, as they've cut the net worth lead, well, by half, only by 2k, but still not bad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still tower up mid for them, though, which is a bit problematic. Moonlight's going to die a second time here, actually. So, a little bit of poor play from Eternity here as they kind of start revving up the feed train. Staggering these deaths a bit, but not so bad. CDR still continues to farm as RL just jumps him, and all he wants, CDR simply just spin TP.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Interestingly
under
enough, not going for the Shard build, which is pretty popular these
Last
days.
open mid is for Wyvern. A couple of TPs as well triggered just to make sure there's no counter initiation from Fade or anyone else. Line is going to be at least Fixers continuing to get these kills. His 6th now of the game. No Shard for who? The Jug?
Yeah, for Jug. I feel like the Maelstrom Shard build is like one of the go-to builds on this hero right now. He's going for the Basher instead. They ring the lockdown.
Yeah, suppose so. This is going to contrast a little bit compared to last game especially, because it was still Revenant, who goes for a much different build, mind you. So, you know, maybe the build in last game was the right one, and considering they won, perhaps it was. But he's now got himself the full upgrade on Spirit Siphon, so he's got that 5th charge, and of course the fear that it grants now. Moonlight trying to keep himself alive here, but they still have enough damage for him. And Fixers, again, I mean, even with this Arcane, yeah, they're still going to go after. Vessel debuff applied, and he is killed off. Not really threaten the lives here too much if 5ManMidas without that lasso at the ready. They'll get feeling at least. That was an Omni Slash committed, though, for the kill onto the Wyvern. Not a bad trade by any means, just ability now on cooldown for the next 2 minutes. Oh, and CDR is okay, gonna take a bit of damage out from Modhewis. Just warm shapeshifts into him.
Coming in.
Yeah, Bolo with the blink, finds a good toss. CDR without spin, immune to magic damage or not. As he ends up falling, Bolo as well cannot collect this return kill, or he's not going to be killed in return, I should say, by Ray as Revenant. He used lifesteal, but not nearly as much as he needs to, thanks to the Vessel debuff. Bolo is going to be charged now and killed by Moonlight, but Moonlight in return probably going to end up falling to Odhewis, who chases after him now. An Adaptive Strike ready to go again, but quite at this second as Revenant eventually is killed off. There RL and Fade dancing around all of Eternity, who kind of lacked the lockdown, but here it goes Fixers back again here with at least a little bit more damage, courtesy of the lasso. Fails to pick up a kill though, quite crucially. Finally Moonlight's able to get down RL as he ran around and re-engages in the fight. Can't quite get through Odhewis though, so he will fall. That'll be 5ManMidas winning a pretty disconnected fight in the long one here, considering how early it is, but a pretty convincing victory for them, to be honest. Odhewis feels very strong right now. I don't even think they've attempted to get through his Lincoln this game.
Yeah, and suddenly
Radiant are scanning.
Eternity lost 5k gold. I'm not sure why. He just kind of ran in one by one trying to get kills, but 5ManMidas with this Morphling is just so strong right now.
They're going to be a little bit hard to stop now with this kind of momentum. BKB at least soon for Fixers. That can come soon enough. CDR still has been mostly farming to himself, is not going back for this shard. So that might end up making a little bit of difference here. But RL is closing in now on the Kaya and Sanj. Fate did not go straight Ag Scepter, but instead has the Lotus to dispel the silence here for DP as Moonlight does a little ring around his ice shards. That's not how the song goes, but he's killed off all the same by Odhewis. Wyvern now with Aether, not having the farm really to go for Blink, is not a bad substitute. At least there's a little bit of a bonus cast range here to help her out for the curses. As Revenant with level 2 Exo will head into the Roche pit here.
Nice Roche attempt. 5ManMidas is not gonna expect this.
I know something's up now. No one defending and clearing waves for the tier 2 tower. TP's coming to the outpost now. Maybe it's just for Fixers, but RL continuing to give chase. There's the Tumbler Soy still coming in handy as Roche falling. In the meantime, CDR claims that 5ManMidas still confident. They want this kill here onto the Bat Rider, but they've guessed incorrectly on the Remnants. Unfortunately, they will be left empty-handed while the Jug is going to get his paws here on this Aegis. RL was very bold TP. This Jug has a basher, sir. This is slightly risky. Oh, well, he forces out the spit. Not too bad.
We will not forget this.
And just right back into action here. 5ManMidas, Aegis or not, they want to go for a fight. Fixers is top lane. Does have BOTs at the ready, but there's vision now onto Ray as they open up the fight with even a curse. All right, they really wanted that kill, and they'll get it. Now RL underneath the tier 2 tower. Gonna go ahead and vault himself away. That's he's full in the vault as well, actually.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Too fantastic.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Ice
under
shards
attack.
there. Fade actually time lapses back in the fight. Bolo blinks on in. Most unexpected. They get rid of the healing ward as well as a snowball prevents this Tusk dying to basically spin. A good blink as well on back. As Moonlight still caught by the stolen shards of Odhewis with tag team as well. He is tearing through these heroes. Omni Flash not doing enough here in this fight. As it's Eternity who lose 2 heroes, perhaps even 3, is up to the high ground they go. CDR spinning through Odhewis, but again, just doesn't really care about the Jug this early. Buyback forced out from Moonlight. 5ManMidas may be set to lose a couple of heroes here. Although, Moonlight in worse for wear. Fixers with his own BKB used, but more or less to just run away here. As they reflect the Frostbite of Ray. RL, though, with the Sange is rooted for less. That's a dieback there onto the Tusk, and even with the Aegis here, Eternity still on the losing side of these fights.
Yeah, they just have no answer for the Morphling right now. With the Lincolns and the Manta, it's just too much. I guess the one thing they could do is like try to go for a blink into Warrior's Punch with an Omni Slash, but it's so hard. Because you're relying on like Bash RNG.
Yeah. Good news at least about Omni Slash into Lincoln is that Jug doesn't care about Lincoln Sphere. You can just cast it and it doesn't cancel Lincoln's. RL. Oh, nice little jump there. Didn't expect them to pop out there, but Fixers makes another jump, and he is going to get the kill there. Looks like with the flame break damage over time or something. Nice job. A little bit of something there. Back for Eternity. It's a big kill into the mid laner as well. Maybe enabling Eternity to actually make a little bit of use of this Aegis. So far, it's just been a very much a farming Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Scotty up on Jug, though, is going to really be a game changer here. Vessel debuff or not, right, which is a little bit unreliable versus a Manta style Morphling. The Scotty is going to be constantly reapplying its heal reductions, which does really, really significantly reduce the Morphling's survivability here. So that's going to go a long
Dire's
way.
top tower is under attack.
Acceptor nearly completed, though, actually, for Weaver. He's getting there. He's really getting there. This item, a bit of a longer cooldown. It used to be 20 seconds, now up to 40, so, you know, it's not as free as it used to be. But these fights still actually a bit long, as there's a lasso now. They find the Wyvern, and that'll be a quick kill there. Nice jump by Fixers, just continuing to stagger the deaths of 5ManMidas.
Jug should be able to finish this tier 2 here. Good protection not gonna kick in time.
Tower is under attack.
That's big because then they can start taking the outpost.
Set up a little bit more road control. Just think about a minute left of this one, but right now Eternity are going to need to win probably a fight to be back just about even in this game. And that one fight here should allow at least the Morph to finish off his Scotty. Sorry, the Jug to finish off his Scotty as Bolo gets a kill bottom. Man, 5ManMidas are going to be coming in with some big items of their own, though. That Acceptor about to be done for Fade. I think it's being recalled to him now, actually. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a big one. They've got Curse. They've got just about everything ready to go. And now the Weaver Shard, or Eggs, they're going to try and fight into this. But they're going to have to wait about 10 more seconds for the Sage to be reclaimed. It's still time to smoke up and go. I think this could end up being just a perfectly timed fight here for 5ManMidas. CDR a bit isolated from the rest of his team. He's one screen away, but he gets off the spin in time. Aegis reclaimed now. Mid-spin is going to be the green light to 5ManMidas, but a quick bash on the RL does interrupt things here. Okay, Revenant gets off the Exorcism as it's a short curse here on a CDR, triggering the Omni Slash, quick bash onto Adios, but again, he just waveforms away, didn't get any other bounces. Fixtures don't last him for 10 seconds, but with the haste rune, will get out of this one alive. CDR, not as lucky, tossed back into 4 enemies. Still living for now, the force forward with a waveform will kill him off there. Out from Adios, even found a little crit there in the midst of it. RL sees his enemy, the Remnant, not in time. So just the Juggernaut to fall, but saying just the Juggernaut is like just saying I had one piece of cake when you ate the whole cake.
Yeah, it's so hard for Jug to get anything done in these fights because Morphling just doesn't care at all. They need something like the lasso or the silence onto the morph. But even then, with the cold embrace and the support and counter initiation that 5ManMidas has, it's really hard for Eternity to fight.
And Moonlight, not in a good position here either. Snowball back will buy him just a little bit of time, but at least he gets the blink off and he avoids all, if not most, of the vessel damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Plays here by Moonlight throughout, but again, it's just not been enough lockdown here on the Tusk. Even with Walrus Punch, the crits also obviously working on Walrus Punch. It's been really difficult. And Articus is still about to get a BKB, so he'll become tankier
Radiant's
still.
top tower has fallen.
They need to make sure CDR gets up to Scotty. I don't see any other way for them back into this game. That doesn't start with Scotty being finished, basically. They need to get a fight now as well after losing that one. Pretty. I mean, again, only a jug kill, but
handy.
a jug kill, quote unquote. Fade silence, but actually uses Lotus and is going to be brought back. But a very good Winter's Curse here, neutralizing the threat. RL as well, TPing on it. His Fade is going to go ahead and utilize his first usage here of the time lapse. Moonlight is immediately blown up. RL as well gets through Revenant, and Fixer's died. He just got ran over by Arceus here. I think this game is over. 5ManMidas ought to be bringing us to a game 3 here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're
Radiant's
gonna deal
middle
with this
tower has
Morphling.
fallen.
Especially now that Weaver has his Aghanims. Because Morph can just hit the tower now and nothing can stop him.
Yeah. I've got to say, I feel like whenever I find myself saying this is not that free of a Morphling game, except for, and then list maybe 5 or 6 things, it probably means it's a fairly free Morphling game. As this one certainly turned out to be. Not over yet, but not a whole lot of life left in Eternity. We'll see here what they can do if they want to prevent the game number 3 and win the series here and now. Now though, 5ManMidas will be picking up 2 full lanes of barracks. Not a Deso or AC in sight. They did this the old-fashioned way, folks, just with brute force, right-click, edgy heroes.
And suddenly Morphling is like 6.5k ahead of the jug.
Full item
It's
and
starting to
basically
look
a half.
bleak.
Scotty's done, though. Scotty's done for CDR. And it seems like they're looking for a pick-off. There's no lasso, though, for 15 seconds. The last time they went for it didn't go so well. Fade could be a jump here. Do they have detection? Do they have detection? They do. There's a Gem of True Sight online. Oh, no, but they actually reflected the snowball into the curse. Oh, things are looking bad. Those TPs are going to complete. And in a rough spot is the Juggernaut, who does not have a spin for 5 more seconds. So out comes the Omni Slash. He can't even get through healing. The healing ward is out. Jug up broken and killed, smashed by the big old fists of the Tiny. Fixers is going to go as well, even through the BKB charge. Arceus does not care. And now up 20k here. The last 3 fights really going the way of 5ManMidas, even if they finally do lose the Wyvern. I dare say, Wingblade, that we've got game 3 here for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, I think it's likely. It's costing Eternity so much effort to even kill the position 5 for
Radiant's top
ManMidas.
tower is under attack.
That's the second time a Winter's Curse has just completely ruined their fight here.
Radiant's top tower
I
has
mean,
fallen.
yeah, and this is Megas. Jug's got no buy. That was the
Radiant's
Scotty
top tower
reveal.
is
Yeah,
under
they
attack.
just can't get on top of this Morph. He's so evasive now with the 2 waveform charges as Revenant is killed just like that. Avoids the waveform, but he's got BKB, but about 10 HP when he comes back down, nearly dying. Well, if that was an offensive Yules, to that Yules. And that is Megas. And likely just the game here. Jug no buyback, 20 seconds. DP no buyback whatsoever. There's Ray with a BKB. He's going to go ahead and let it go. They like the physical damage to get through him, and that's probably at least a kill onto Tiny. Not quite, as Ray needs to back up. Oh no, the time lapse used, but they'll pull him into the fountain and kill him the old-fashioned way. Fountain gets the last hit. But Mega's going to be streaming into the lanes here momentarily. Eternity certainly on their last legs.
This
And again,
curse is just so hard to deal with.
Yep. That's what happened the last time they tried to engage as well. That's the problem when these death timers get longer and longer. Curse is just ready to go again. Sets up for those TPs and just about knocks everyone else down.
Now even an Eon disc on Weaver, so they have no way of killing Weaver before he gets off ulti.
Starting off Roche number 2 with Shard, as it really makes much of a meaningful difference at this time. I think, yeah, they'll give it to Fade, who's got this weird little Geminate attack thing while reducing the Swarm cooldown as well. It's a pretty fun one. reveals invis units, I suppose. Like, that makes too much of a difference for now. But Eternity, not GGing out of this one. They need a miracle here. They need an Arkosh level miracle. They need, like, Weaver and Morphling to probably disconnect at this stage. It's not looking good.
Eternity still holding on though. This is an important match for them. They have no desire to GG out just yet.
Yep.
I guess CDR could try to get a rapier.
Oh man, even then, I don't know. And he's so far off of it. Oh, it's not good, man. I don't know. Someone needed to build into like a root. I mean, or something. Like, the Morphling even picks up a Scythe of Ice. He doesn't even need any more damage. The Silver Edge casual crit's enough for him, he says. Maiden's pretty darn close to this shard, actually. I'd sell my Wand to get this shard. This last fight's incoming. I don't think any of your forces are enough to get a last hit here. TD rune in the river, by the way. Is Feeling gonna take it? Oh, he scouts it. Uh-oh. This is gonna get pretty ugly. Even if it's not the Morphling that doesn't take it, and he will actually drop the bottle there. Oh, he's just going in actually. Rolo does get used up, but he still blinks away. No, pulled back in, but Fade, he has got the ultimate save. The time lapse here was used. Wasn't good enough. Did he time lapse the Tiny? What happened there?
I think he did, but it says he said too early.
Yeah.
Also, RRL is building rapier, so I guess that's the way to get back in for Eternity.
Radiant are scanning.
Wonder if it would be enough for Juck to get a rapier.
For free? I
So
mean, that
even
would be
then-
half the net worth swung in one item there. Feeling? Died here. Fixer's in that lasso, and Revenant's already dead. He's got a buyback at least, but Fixer's on the run. He's got Blink in 5. Lever giving chase, though, along with Feeling, who blinks after him. Bolo with another blink. There is just no running from 5ManMidas. Buyback from Bolo even, just to prove the point. I don't think we're going to get this rapier completed by the time this game ends, most likely. If I had to wager, I don't think this is getting online.
5ManMidas doesn't appear to be in a rush, to be honest.
Nope. Why
They
should
have
they?
ages,
Radiant's
and
turret has
it's
been killed.
3v6, but they're like, you know, I like creeps.
It's their game to lose, as they say. Zodhuis, he's ready to go on in, finds the Hex versus Juggernauts, and oh, just look at that. He gets the spin off, not dead yet, but it doesn't last too much longer here as Ray, at the very least, does threaten a couple of lives. Oh, that could be good. Moonlight, get back into the fountain. He's going to pull the Morphling all the way in. Oh, he just morphs away, or just wave morphs away. All right, Revenant, he's not going to die that easily inside the Winter's Curse. His Fixer's trying to get this last hit onto Feeling. Try as he might, he will fail. Triple buyback now from Eternity. One dieback already. ZRL's on the way on in with his Divine Rapier here. He sold a couple of items to get this one online with the crit damage as well. He's still underneath the tower and he drops the rapier. They don't know about the rapier. They don't know about the rapier. They don't know. Arduous picks it up, but of course it's simply muted in the inventory as the Omni Slash comes through. That's going to be a dieback now onto the Tiny as Fade is going to be saved momentarily here. CDR up to level 25, finds a bash onto Feeling, but he's pushed away there by the Psychic Headband. In the meantime, Arduous trying to finish the game here as he's hitting tier 4s. CDR going for kills onto the backliners as there's the kill now onto the Winter Wyvern. Still with the muted rapier in his inventory is going to be the Morphling. Walrus punched up. He leads one of the tier 4s, looking to go back on in potentially as Eternity. It's a moonshot here, but they've got at least an angle to get back into this game, but it starts with a kill onto Arduous. They get through the Lincoln Sphere. Everyone inside the snowball. Ancient exposed here. Arduous still with plenty of damage, as now it's a 1 versus 3. They got buyback on the Maiden. There's going to be the break. Oh, the kill. It's so easy there onto, who was that even? Revenant. He went down so fast. CDR trying to fight through this one. In comes the Walrus Punch. Is he actually going to feed over the Rapier? Starting to morph into the Strength here as he gets away. They've got creeps onto the Ancient as, oh no, CDR went alone trying to get the kill here. Arduous, though, doesn't have full agi. Here comes Ray here for a bit more damage, letting it go with the ultimate. They cancel it immediately, and then they activate the BKB on the maid, and that's not the combo. CDR still trying to fight through this one. Finally finds a bash, but again, still morphing into the Strength as Arduous. It just feels like he's toying with them at this stage. At least he gets a bash on the way out, but another Hex there, another kill. And that ought to be the game here, as Moonlight's going to buy back. The quad tips onto Audius. Oh, he kicks him into the fountain, but it's not going to matter. It's too late. He dies without the Divine Rapier at least. The 5ManMidas are going to take game 2 at the end of the day. What the?
All right, we're in for a decider. That was a good one.
That was a fun little scrap.